Einhërjar Capital, the gods of growth in Madripoor Valley, raising $100 million for the YF-19 prototype fighter project. Who we are. Einhërjar Capital, founded by Bra 1 Quarter Hild, Bra 1 Quarter Wolfgood and BJ 8 Tilda Pilcrow RN Thunderbear. Einhërjar Capital is Madripoor's premier private equity firm specializing in cutting-edge technologies, mythical narratives, and turning wild ideas into gold-plated reality. Our motto? We fund what others fear. We thrive where mere mortals fail. Our secret sauce, the Drisel Fund, named after the world tree of Norse mythology. The Drisel Fund is rooted in three principles: powerful ideas, Thor's hammer, eternal growth; Odin's wisdom, ruthless execution; Loki's mischief. YF-19. Imagine a fighter jet so advanced that even Heimdall couldn't see it coming. That's the YF-19 prototype fighter, a sleek, stealthy, maneuverable beast that could dominate both the skies and your investment portfolio. What makes the YF-19 unique? Variable geometry wings. Because who doesn't want wings that change shape mid-flight? Advanced avionics. Equipped with AI systems smarter than Loki. Hypersonic speeds. Get to Valhalla faster than ever. The market opportunity: global fighter jet market, estimated at $249 billion by 2030. Niche market, high demand from Madripoor's pirate defense forces and mythological mercenary guilds. Potential bias: the Valkyrie Corps, Madripoor's elite air defense squad, Loki's tricksters, because everyone needs stealth tech for pranks. Investment task: $100 million. We're seeking $100 million to complete development of the YF-19, must produce a fleet of 50 jets, establish a secret Madripoor Valley base, codenamed Asgard. Projected returns, in Einhërjar coins. The investment outlook for the next 3 years shows promising growth. In 2025, an initial investment of $100 million is expected to yield a return of $200 million, earning a top Valhalla rating of 5 fire emojis. The following year, 2026, sees the investment doubling to $200 million, with projected returns more than doubling to $450 million, maintaining the highest Valhalla rating. The trend continues into 2027, where the investment of $450 million is forecast to generate an impressive $1 billion in returns. This exceptional performance in 2027 is recognized with a Valhalla rating of 5 lightning bolt emojis, indicating an extraordinary level of success and growth potential. Risks, and how we outsmart Loki. Scope creep: managed with a runestone of project boundaries. Competitor sabotage: countered by our Fenrir cyber defense suite. Supply chain issues: solved with dwarven forged parts from Nadevla. Meet the team: Bra 1 Quarter Hild, Bra 1 Quarter Wolfgood, CEO Shield Maiden of Strategy, BJ 8 Tilda Pilcrow RN Thunderbear Ray, CFO Slayer of Budget Demon Sigurd, Crypto Viking Frey Isane, Head of Innovation Blockchain Guru. Why investors should care: cutting edge tech, no one else is building jets inspired by mythical dragons. Market differentiation: our competitors are stuck in Midgard, we're aiming for Valhalla. Cultural narrative: everyone loves a good Viking story. Closing remarks: join us in the Hall of Heroes. Invest in the YF-19 prototype fighter project and become part of Madripoor Valley's legendary history. Together, we'll fly higher than Odin's ravens and achieve returns worthy of Valhalla. Let's make myths come true, and a ton of money while we're at it. Would you like a slide deck version of this? Page 2. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed investors, and partners in progress, it's a true honor to stand before you today as we venture into the uncharted territory of Madripoor Valley, a new frontier where the future of innovation and entrepreneurship will be forged. But before we fly too high on our ambitious journey, let's take a moment to reflect on why we're even here in the first place. After all, every trailblazing venture begins with lessons learned from those who came before us, and there's no better place to start than the legendary Silicon Valley. Now, for those of you who don't know the story, let me give you a little history lesson. Don't worry, I promise I won't bore you with dates. But it all starts back in the days when Silicon Valley was just a valley of heart's delight. Sounds like the name of a candy store, right? But in all seriousness, this area was once all about agriculture, apricots to be specific. Leland Stanford, who had a vision of turning apricots into gold, thought that by cultivating this fruity delight, he could change the global trade game. Now, spoiler alert, that didn't exactly happen. But what did happen was that Stanford planted the seeds for something much, much bigger: a revolution in technology that would make those apricots look like child's play in comparison. The early roots were how apricots turned into microprocessors. Fast forward a bit to 1909. The Federal Telegraph Company, founded by Cyril Elwell, a Stanford grad, was born in Palo Alto. This company is where the first significant push for long-range communication began. Elwell didn't just stop at any old tech. He introduced the vacuum tube, which, as we all know, would lead to the evolution of radios and eventually television and computers. Now, this is where things get fun. Leader Forrest, the self-proclaimed father of the audion tube, joined forces with Elwell. They didn't just fiddle with technology for fun, they revolutionized communication. Their early experiments allowed them to communicate from San Francisco all the way to Honolulu. I mean, how cool is that? Meanwhile, we're here trying to get a Wi-Fi signal in a basement coffee shop. But hold your horses, because there's more. This wasn't just about transmitting messages, this was the dawn of the radio era. And the world was never the same. Radio broadcasts, folks, coming out of the airwaves, creating the foundation for all that followed. And the first commercial radio broadcast. Well, it came out of San Jose. I'm not saying they're the true founders of podcasting, but you get the idea. The real innovations are when nerds got cool in the 1970s, Silicon Valley got a shot of adrenaline with the formation of the Homebrew Computer Club. Let me break it down for you. This was the place to be if you wanted to tinker with computers before it was cool to say you built one. Picture these as Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, two geeks with an idea, surrounded by hobbyists all working on the next big thing. They weren't just making Apple-like computers in their garage, so they were creating a multi-billion-dollar empire. And here's the kicker, this garage startup became an iconic part of Silicon Valley's story, not because it was in a garage, but because it was a story of perseverance. It was a story of risk, vision, and that essential ingredient, nerds. Yeah, I said it. Nerds. They were the ones who powered Silicon Valley's rocket to the moon, and we've got them to thank for everything from personal computing to smartphones. But what went wrong? The hype machine turns everything into a gimmick, so Silicon Valley rose like a phoenix from the ashes of apricot orchards and vacuum tubes. But as we all know, success breeds complacency, and technology can sometimes get too ahead of itself. The shiny object syndrome hit hard. Cryptocurrency, blockchain, self-driving cars, and personal airships, so you name it, they tried it. But what happened when they chased the next big thing, only to leave a trail of half-baked ideas and failed projects behind? Well, to put it simply, Silicon Valley became a cautionary tale. An ecosystem of overinflated egos and unsustainable business models. Remember those angel investors who bankrolled the first innovations? Turns out, they weren't always looking at the long term, just the quick exit strategy. Innovation became synonymous with buzzwords and going public rather than solving real-world problems. And that's where Madripoor Valley comes in. Madripoor Valley, lessons learned, action taken. Here in Madripoor Valley, we've learned from those mistakes. We've studied the history of Silicon Valley, taken notes, and created a place that doesn't chase the next shiny object, so we create what matters. We've gathered the best minds and innovators from all walks of life, not to start another social media app, but to build game-changing technology that isn't just impressive in the short term, but relevant for the future. Take the YF-19 as an example. While Silicon Valley might have been caught up in the next iteration of smartphones, we were busy crafting a fighter jet prototype that will reshape aerial combat and military defense. It's a fusion of advanced technology, sustainability, and reliability. And, no, we're not trying to sell you a cool concept. We're building it, and we're testing it. We've learned that real innovation comes from doing, not promising. The Madripoor mindset are focus on what matters, so, what's the takeaway? In Madripoor Valley, we know what's important: substance over hype, collaboration over competition, sustainability over short-term profits. While Silicon Valley got caught up in its own hype, we're focused on building a legacy that will last. We've learned that angel investing isn't just about betting on the latest tech fado, it's about supporting innovation that solves real-world problems. Whether it's a fighter jet or biotechnology or AI-powered sustainability, we're here to create the future, not just ride the wave of the present. And the best part? We're not doing it alone. Madripoor Valley is home to a new generation of collaborative thinkers, disruptive innovators, and visionaries who are already making waves in defense tech, green energy, and healthcare innovation. We're here to make a real impact, and let's be honest, that's something Silicon Valley could learn a thing or two from. So, as we continue to soar higher, faster, and more reliably than our predecessors, remember this: Madripoor Valley is not just a place. It's a mindset. And in this valley, we're learning from the past, building for the future, and most importantly, we're doing it right. Thank you, and let's build a future that makes history. Page 3. I'm about to load this Madripoor Madness private equity pitch into full afterburner. The YF-19 prototype fighter is ready to blast off in a hilariously over-the-top, Viking-inspired PowerPoint deck that merges myth, markets, and some good old-fashioned private equity bravado. Let's cook up the Valhalla vibes and Top Gun tactics in this wild private equity pitch from Einhërjar Capital. Buckle up. Title slide: Einhërjar Capital presents Fly Higher, the YF-19 prototype fighter project. Turning dragons into deals in Madripoor Valley. Slide 1. Welcome to Madripoor Valley, where myth meets market. Forget Silicon Valley. Madripoor Valley is the future of innovation. And unlike the original valley, we've learned a thing or two from their missteps, lessons learned from the other valley. Don't overhype vaporware. No one wants to invest in an idea that's about as real as Thor's Tinder profile. Watch out for trickster founders. We don't fund Loki types unless they're on the product dev team. Keep it grounded, but not too grounded. We aim for hypersonic growth, but we're not shooting for the moon and landing in a PR nightmare. Here in Madripoor, we take what worked in the original Valley and throw out the rest. We're all about myth making, but our tech is real, tangible, and profitable. Slide 2, Einhërjar Capital's mission. Our mission is simple: forge legendary ventures and build empires that last for ages. Like our Viking ancestors, we're relentless. We pillage markets, legally, of course, raid inefficiencies, and plunder returns from opportunities others fear to touch. Slide 3, the YF-19 prototype fighter, a mythical machine. Why build another boring jet when you can build a legendary one? The YF-19 prototype fighter isn't just a plane, it's an airborne work of art, a technological dragon with wings, and a market-disrupting force. Here's what makes it unique: variable geometry wings inspired by Valkyrie flight patterns. These wings adapt to any situation. Advanced avionics built with AI so advanced it could outsmart Odin himself. Hypersonic speeds capable of reaching Valhalla and back before breakfast. Slide 4, the problem we're solving: modern defense forces and mercenary guilds are stuck with outdated tech. Our customers need stealth capabilities for surprise raids, agility for urban warfare in Madripoor's dense cityscapes, reliability for long-term operations across realms, and we're here to give it to them. Slide 5, market opportunity. The global fighter jet market is projected to hit $249 billion by 2030. But here's where Madripoor Valley comes in: specialized buyers, pirates, mercenaries, and elite defense corps. High demand for niche tech. Everyone wants top-secret capabilities without the red tape of traditional governments. Potential buyers in Madripoor: the Valkyrie Corps, Loki's tricksters, the Black Blade Syndicate. Slide 6, our investment task. We're seeking $100 million to complete YF-19 development, build a fleet of 50 jets, establish a secret Madripoor Valley base, codenamed Asgard. In return, we offer returns worthy of the gods. Projected ROI? Year 1, 2x return. Year 2, 4.5x return. Year 3, Valhalla level profits. Slide 7, risks. How we outsmart Loki. Every venture has risks, but we've got god-tier risk management strategies. Scope creep. We wield the runestone of project boundaries to keep things on track. Competitor sabotage. No worries, we've got Fenrir Cyber Defense Suite to keep our secrets safe. Supply chain issues. A problem solved with Dwarven forged parts from Nadevla. Slide 8, the team Einhërjar Capital. Meet the legends behind the mission: Brow 1 Quarter Hild, Brow 1 Quarter Wolfgard, A CEO Shield Maiden of Strategy, BJ8 Tilda Pilcrow, RN Thunderbear, ACFO Slayer of Budget Demon, Sigurd Crypto Viking, Frey Eason, Head of Innovation, Blockchain Guru. We're not just a team. We're Einhërjar, the chosen warriors of private equity. Slide 9, why you should invest. 3 reasons to join us in making history: cutting-edge tech. The YF-19 isn't just another jet, it's a dragon with wings. Market differentiation. While others are stuck in midget, we're heading straight for Valhalla. Cultural narrative. Everyone loves a good Viking story. Slide 10, closing remarks. Join us in the Hall of Heroes. Invest in the YF-19 prototype fighter project and become part of Madripoor Valley's legendary history. Together, we'll fly higher than Odin's ravens and achieve returns worthy of Valhalla. What's next? Take the leap. Embrace the myth. Fund the future. Ready to build the next great empire with Einhërjar Capital? Let's talk. Page 4. I see now, you were asking for the integration of the mind map, focusing on shaping the future of manufacturing with those 3D printing and Industry 4.0 into the speech, alongside the project about raising $100 million for the YF-19 prototype fighter project. To address that, here's how we could apply the mind map elements from the advanced factory vision into the broader speech context of raising funds for the YF-19 project. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed investors, and visionaries of the future, while we're gathered here today to talk about the $100 million YF-19 prototype fighter project, let's step back for a moment and think about how we can shape the future in a way that truly makes us pioneers, not followers. We're not just aiming to create a fighter jet. We're building the future of manufacturing itself. Think about it, the same technologies that will power our YF-19 fighter jet prototype can also revolutionize the way we design, build, and optimize the next generation of advanced factories. It's all about a vision of a factory that isn't just automated but is smart, adaptive, and sustainable. Let's dive into Industry 4.0 and those 3D printing, the future of manufacturing. You see, the world is changing fast. Industry 4.0 is already here. It's the integration of smart manufacturing, AI, and IoT technologies into the very heart of production processes. Now, imagine bringing those advancements to a military-grade fighter jet, to a craft that's not only high performance in the air, but is also intelligently designed and manufactured using the most cutting-edge techniques available today. That's exactly what we're doing with the YF-19A. Smart manufacturing meets high-stakes engineering. Key components we're leveraging: Digitalization, think real-time data analysis driving every decision. Just like how we can monitor airspeed, fuel levels, and engine performance in the YF-19, we will apply AI-enabled data systems to track and optimize every component in our advanced manufacturing facility. OS 3D printing and additive manufacturing. Imagine a futuristic factory where we're not just assembling parts, we're printing them. That's right, OS 3D printing will play a massive role in how we manufacture the YF-19. It's additive manufacturing at its finest, layer by layer, precise, high-quality production. These printers will create complex, lightweight structures that wouldn't be possible with traditional manufacturing techniques. Sustainability in manufacturing with reduced waste and the use of recycled materials for production. The YF-19 won't just be a high-tech fighter, it will be a model of sustainability in the defense industry. We're not only thinking about the here and now, we're thinking about the environmental impact of what we create. The workforce of the future. To pull this all off, it takes more than just the best tech. It takes the best people. The workforce of the future will be reskilled and upskilled to handle the cutting-edge tools we use to build this next-gen fighter jet. We're talking about humans and robots working together in harmony to achieve unprecedented levels of efficiency and safety. So, Einhërjar Capital isn't just about investing in fighter jets. It's about investing in the future of manufacturing, where AI-driven processes, digital twins, and real-time optimization come together to produce not just planes, but the very factories of tomorrow. When we say $100 million, we're not just investing in a fighter jet. We're investing in the next industrial revolution. We're merging the advanced technologies of Industry 4.0, OS 3D printing, and smart manufacturing into a comprehensive ecosystem, one that will make the YF-19 a reality. In short, as we raise $100 million for this project, we're not just preparing to build a prototype fighter jet. We're preparing to reshape the future of defense, manufacturing, and advanced technologies, all while embracing sustainability, innovation, and a better future. So, buckle up. This is not just another aircraft project. This is the future, and we are the ones who will shape it. This speech integrates the mind map points from the Advanced Factory Vision, particularly focusing on Industry 4.0, OS 3D printing, and sustainable manufacturing practices to tie it into the YF-19 project. It emphasizes how Einhërjar Capital is not only pioneering in the defense sector but also in reshaping the very nature of manufacturing. Page 5. Ladies and gentlemen, Einhërjar Capital investors, welcome to the wild world of KPIs at 1810 to 1870 YF-19, Robotech Street. Let's dive right into what really matters, the properties numbers and the tenants keeping those lights on. Forget the bricks and beams, KPIs are where the magic happens. Think of it like a race car. We're here to tune the engine, check the tires, and make sure the thing keeps running smoothly all the way to 2033 without blowing a gasket. Square feet for days first, let's address the elephant in the room, 421,840 square feet of industrial gold. That's big enough to fit 7,000 Robotech meshes or about 3 Madripoor shopping malls. If your tenants get lost inside, we're legally required to hand them a map and a packed lunch. Net operating income, NOI, $5.83 million. The NOI on this bad boy is $5.83 million. That's a lot of cheddar. We're not talking pocket change here, we're talking buy a yacht and name it a cash flow money. This property isn't just standing there looking pretty, it's working harder than a tenant on rent day. Capitalization rate, 10.2% at a sweet spot. The cap rate is sitting at a rock-solid 10.2%. That's the real estate equivalent of hitting a home run on your first swing. Not too risky, not too safe. Just right. Goldilocks would love this deal, and so would your bank account. Tenant credit quality, B+, a solid but not snobby. Now, let's talk about who's paying the rent. Our tenants are sitting at a B+ credit rating. Now, I know what you're thinking, B+? Isn't that like a C student who tries a little harder? But in real estate, B+ is exactly what you want. These tenants are like your reliable cousin who always shows up to family barbecues with a six-pack of beer and no drama. They pay on time, they stay out of trouble, and they don't complain when the AC breaks down. Lease expiration schedule, 2033. Here's the best part, these tenants aren't going anywhere until 2033. That's 10 years of guaranteed rent checks. You could buy this property now, and by the time those leases expire, you'll have had enough time to run for mayor of Madripoor, write a book titled How I Turned Rent Checks into a Yacht, and retire on a beach somewhere with a cocktail in hand. Occupancy rate, 85%. Hey, but we've got room to grow. We're sitting at 85% occupancy. That's solid, but there's still room to boost that number. Picture this, you sign a few new tenants, and suddenly you're looking at 95% occupancy. That's more cash, less stress, and a portfolio that looks better than your Tinder profile. Market rent versus in-place rent, opportunity knocks. Now, let's get into the juicy upside potential. Market rent is $15.50 per square foot, but the current in-place rent is only $13.83 per square foot. Do the math, folks. That's $1.67 per square foot of untapped potential. Multiply that by 421,840 square feet, and you've got a serious payday waiting to happen. It's like finding a winning lottery ticket in your glove box and you just need to cash it in. Debt Service Coverage Ratio, DSCR, 2.05. A bank's love us our DSCR is 2.05. For those of you who don't speak banker, that means we're bringing in twice as much cash as we need to cover our debts. It's the financial equivalent of showing up to a loan meeting with a briefcase full of receipts and a winning smile. Banks see that ratio, and they say, take our money. Please. We insist. Engineer occupancy count, EOC, 2,812. We've got 2,812 hard-working engineers and tech-head tenants occupying this space. That's 2,812 brains solving problems, innovating, and keeping the gears turning. It's like having a mini Silicon Valley, except instead of avocado toast, they're eating Madripoor street noodles. Power Broker Score, for our Power Broker Score is 4 out of 5, which basically means we've got serious street cred in Madripoor's real estate scene. You know what they say. If your Power Broker Score is 4, the only thing standing between you and greatness is a fancy cocktail party and a handshake. What's the real story here? Here's the deal, we've got a massive property with solid tenants paying solid rent. There's upside potential with that rent gap. The leases are locked in until 2033. And the KPIs are looking as healthy as a gym rat on protein shakes. This isn't just a property, it's a cash cow waiting to be milked. So let's saddle up, invest smart, and turn Robotech Street into Cash Flow Avenue. Thank you, and remember, rent checks don't lie, tenants do.